that was fast.
I didn't even get to click go live. There's a little something
New hanging around.
Just hanging around. He keeps on just like looking at me.
Sorry, I'm like a little close to you. Okay.
Hi, Papa. Somebody already liked the video without even jumping on here. Well, welcome everybody. We are excited to announce this little one is now with us. It's live.
It's live.
We're excited because today marks a very special day. It's our 3-year anniversary for the channel. Yeah, so 3 years ago we took a giant leap and we started this channel. Yeah. And it's interesting too because how old is this little guy?
He is 3 weeks and 3 days.
3 weeks and 3 days, and it's our 3rd year anniversary. Hi, TD Watts. We got Jaylina in the house.
And it's the 3rd day of the week.
And it's 30.
It is. It's Wednesday.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right. Depending on when you start the week, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
CCS Ball, thank you for joining us. Hi.
Hello.
Yes, it's been a really long while. We apologize for being absent, but we were busy.
We're a little busy.
We've been a little busy with our new boss here. He's very demanding. He has us working all kind of crazy hours.
Yeah, hence the bags.
Yeah, very few breaks, no benefits, just.
Yeah.
He really works us hard, but he is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited. So it's been 3 years, Familia. 3 years that we've been here. 3 years since we answered this call to start this channel and to listen to Christian music together. And it's been a journey, has it not been? Erica's still glowing, Ashley says.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, and it's been an exciting exciting journey to bring this little creature here with us. I gotta cover him up like this, otherwise his head just goes back. He's like.
Yeah, we'll get into we'll talk about the channel, then we'll get into like this little guy who thinks he's not, doesn't realize that he's still a little guy.
He's like in kangaroo mode right now. This is the only way that I can get some work done, to edit, to do all kinds of stuff, is to just have him there with me. So, and he just burped. I hope that he's paying attention because he's gonna be my editor. He's gonna be my editor soon. How's everybody doing? A little big benefit, yeah, big benefit.
Yeah, see, he just like
look. He just like he. I swaddle him, and no matter how tight I swaddle him, he always manages to get a finger out or his whole hand out. He's just.
Hi, Ezekiel. Dia loves you.
That's
Dia Crystal.
That's Dia Crystal. Hi.
Oh, Dia Crystal is in love with Ezekiel.
What's not to love, right? This little one. Congratulations, treasure every moment with baby Ezekiel. Such a blessing. Thank you. All that hair, yeah, he's got a lot of hair. We're working on him having it like this one day.
The reckless love hair.
The reckless, like Roxana says, the reckless love hair. One day at a time, but God is good. Excellent. Good. I'm glad that everybody's okay. We took a long pause from making these videos. And we're gonna be jumping on them again with I have a very special co-host now.
Yeah, he's very demanding. He was in his we have this little swing thing that like sways and plays music. Yeah, no, he was like, you guys are going live right now? He was really nice and chill, and then all of a sudden it was like, we're gonna go live. Wah!
Like,
he's like, you're going live? Yeah, you're going live without me.
No, we would never go live without you, Papa.
No, he's like looking.
He's chill right now.
Yeah.
He's very chill. Yes, we're excited. We're gonna jump back on it soon. I promise. I just I've been busy arranging our room, making sure that the boss has everything he needs, and it's all organized. So we've been organizing the last couple of days. Special thanks to. We got Linda, who actually donated some money to the channel, and thanks to you, we purchased some dressers, so we got nice and organized. Thank you, Roxana, for that little night light. We use it every single night.
Yeah, Dori got us, diapers and little kit for him.
Yeah, and I got this wrap, but Dori gave us another one that he's gonna use when he's bigger.
It's like more sturdy, especially when we're outside.
Yeah.
Going for walks or something.
Yeah, and we've received a lot of gifts from everyone. Joyanne, we got your gifts. If I'm not mistaken, you gave us that little the picture, right, to shower him. Was it her?
I don't remember. We have to look. I have the little receipts.
So.
And then, but I think she got us the thing for the car seat.
Oh yeah, the car seat. Yeah.
Like for like on the car seat of the thing.
We can't see what it is yet, but yeah, it's already on there.
Zoe got us some stuff too.
Zoe got us some stuff. We got books. We got a sign
language
baby's first sign language book. We've got stroller toys. We got
also Eric Davis gave it.
Eric Davis as well. Thank you so much. Yes, how could I forget? Made a donation as well. Came in very handy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're just so grateful. We're grateful. We feel extremely blessed, not just because we have this little one here, but that we have a lot of uncles, a lot of aunts and uncles all over the world, huh, Papa, who love you so much.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look.
Just like, hey, just in time. Hey, Senor. Oh, I thought somebody was running upstairs. I'm like, nobody's here.
Not that we know.
Holy Spirit, activate. Yeah, so we're excited. This little one.
Yeah, He's very alert right now.
I'll show you his little face.
Oh, he decides to close his eyes now?
No, you're wide awake.
Amor, what happened? You gotta say hello to La Familia.
Say hey, Familia.
Hi, mi familia. Say thank you so much. It's crazy how you become a parent and your voice all of a sudden changes.
It goes up a few octaves. Yeah. So this is your nephew, your new nephew. Sleeping. Now he wants to sleep, but all night.
Oh man, but then again, that's how he was when he was in my belly. Like he was very active during like at 2-3 in the morning. So I mean, he's just doing what he was doing the whole 9 months.
I bet you he said he can't eat Chinese food now.
Yeah, that was yeah.
I'm sending him a Texas Longhorn onesie. Awesome.
Nice.
You know the address.
We can't wait to have him try some Texas food. So.
Oh, we're gonna take him to Hard 8.
Some barbecue when he's able to.
As soon as he's able to chew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a good baby though. He has a bit of a temper.
Oh, he does not like to be changed at all. Doesn't like to be changed. I mean, then again, who likes to be cold? You know, so he's probably just really cold. But if you didn't know that we had a baby, you'd probably think like, what is going on in that house?
They're like, he does this high screech too. He's like an eagle cry. Like,
yeah.
Like bad.
And then his hands go.
Yeah, he shakes it, and he does the opposite of what we need. So like, I'm changing him, and like I need his little leg to bend so I can put it into the onesie, and nope, he has it stretched out. And then when I need him to stretch it out, he keeps it bent. It's like he's like opposite, all around.
Does he like? We haven't introduced him to Chris McCartney, but I was introducing him to some like of my worship playlists, and he gets pretty calm with it. He likes it.
Yeah, he likes that.
He's like sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a journey.
It has been a journey, and I'm so happy we're still here, Familia. 3 years. 3 years ago.
How do you feel? 3 years.
3 years. I'm happy. I'm really happy that we're here. 3 years ago.
I feel like it's been like different milestones in the whole all 3 years. Like there's just been different things. Some setbacks, some this, some good, some bad. But I don't know. It feels like it's been longer to me. But I guess we're in 2023 and you started in 2020. So.
Well, I was editing music for like 5 years worth. I think I have like 900 videos on the channel now. So my editing I'm well practiced, let's just say that. But 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was seeing 333s everywhere. I was not an atheist, but for sure I wasn't a believer in Christ. God calling me, telling me to do something, and just listening, just making sure that, well, he's always come through. He's always looked out for us. and I wanted to make sure that when he called that I answered. So we did, right?
Yeah.
And
I don't want to take all credit, because I did play Oceans a lot
you did
when
play
you were
Oceans.
hanging out with me. We had like lunch.
You did, and that melody was just like.
I remember you trying to tell me like what the song was, and I was like, "No, it's. I swear, that's what it's called. It's called Oceans." You're like, "No, it says something about Spirit lead me," and I was like, "I know, but you have to listen to the whole thing. There's like it's a long song."
I was ignorant to how Christian music worked. I didn't know that the lyric, the word wasn't in the lyric.
But I just thought it was hilarious because like, no, it's not that one, and I'm like, he's like, "There's no oceans in it," and I'm like,
Yeah,
yes, it is. I promise.
And I remember that day so vividly. I fought against, like, not fought too hard, but I was hesitant to start the channel. I was like, I mean, I wanted to have a reaction channel for a really long time, but it was just something that was just an idea. I didn't know what to do and how to get started, and I guess there was a reason why I didn't do it years back, because I would have probably been listening to something else instead of Christian music, and I wouldn't be where I am today with my faith. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for all the beautiful people that we've met. All these years, those of you who have stuck by since day one. I remember I had like 12 subscribers to that channel, because I was trying to do like some music stuff. Like I was trying to do like guitar lessons. I think I was gonna do during COVID, and then 12 turned into 20, and then every once in a while somebody was like, "You should listen to this song." All right, listen to that song, and then more suggestions, and then finally, like when I got to like As You Find Me, I think it was, I was tearing up, and that's when a lot of people just started like sharing their stories with me. And then then Reckless Love came around. Oceans, by the way, is it's almost reaching 2 million views right now. I think it's at 1,800,000 and something, or 900 something.
I was like going back and rewatching, not always, but like here and there, rewatching that very first video to see how far you've come.
Yeah.
Just with everything though, not just with like, you say you were like, an amateur to, just for your faith. But when I go back and I look at it, I see like the editing, the different, like the lighting, the lighting he struggled for years, like forever. Yeah. I remember that was like, we were over there like 30 times, like, "You want me to stand on the bed and I'll hold the light right now? Don't worry, like I got it." Right? And then we had like, so it was just like, it's been
I can't tell you how many video tutorials I've watched on YouTube just to get the lighting right. And I don't even know if I have it right yet, but I know that that it's better than the first video for sure. Than that, hey, I'm Leonardo Torres, music lover. I like all genres of music, but I've never listened to Christian music. And
yeah, but it was,
here we go.
It was also really nice that a lot of people weren't, like in that video, a lot of people were actually like, they liked that you were like listening to their like the music, there was positive feedback from that, so.
It's crazy how, well, Mustachio, it's crazy how, well, honestly, just being completely honest with everyone, as I've always been, I was scared that I was going to get torn to pieces by Christians.
And there were people that thought and Christians thought that you were just going to tear their music apart. Like they thought, there were some people like, "Oh, thank you for not bashing our music," or whatever, There was like, it's crazy how you can see there's two sides to that, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I seriously thought
that they were going to come for you?
That everyone was going to come for me. And I was afraid of that, honestly. And it's yeah. I'm still nervous about some of the comments that I get with people.
Yeah, but you've come a long way with responding. There was times that you were like, either didn't respond at all because you didn't know what to say, or then
every once in a while I get a little I don't want to say aggressive. Have I ever been aggressive with my comments?
Not aggressive, but there's times that you like you'll type something up and you're like, "That sounds kind of mean, huh?" Or you're like, "I don't know, that doesn't. I don't want to be like, not like them, and not like you're not talking bad about them, but you're like, I got to take the higher approach, like the different route, not like you're higher than
the
them.
Jesus approach."
Well, yeah, like lead with kindness and love, So I think I don't want to. that's basically what you would do.
Yeah.
And you still do. There are times that they're a little bit more
It's
like
because
somebody was like recently, right? Sorry.
Okay.
After that, you
No, go ahead.
take
Go ahead.
the mic. Somebody is, you get the comments of like, oh, can this guy just be quiet or whatever,
Oh.
right? And then you did respond saying, well, you don't have to watch like my
Yeah,
channel.
I think that's the meanest I've
That's like
gotten.
the meanest that
you don't have to
said.
watch.
Well, you don't have to watch it then.
They're like, I love this show, but you ruined it for me.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch. But I kind of feel bad afterwards. But
and somebody actually just put okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's true, but it's like that was like I said, that's probably like the meanest thing that you've ever said. Most of the time, you lead with love and kindness, and and then it kind of backfires because they come back and they're like, oh, okay, some
some
just are in their ways, and they're just like, I don't care.
I got a message the other day by someone who watched Oceans, and they called me a fake and a liar because my bio said that I was following Christ, and I'm like, am I not allowed to have a change of heart? Am I not allowed to, like, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago actually. And I was non-Christian. And that was like that was the closest title that I could get to without saying atheist, because I wasn't an atheist. I believe in God. I just didn't know all the details, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to so I could see the chat too. You know, here it kind of goes away after a while.
So they call Jesus a fake and a liar too, right? Hey, have you seen those commercials? They play them whenever we're like watching like football. They were someone's narrating and saying something like for modern, like it's almost like they're saying something modern, and they're like, yeah, that was Jesus. Like they hated him, the police didn't like him, or that they wanted to shut him down, and then it says like at the end it says like Jesus. Like no, I'm gonna find them and show them to you. They're interesting because you're thinking like it's something that happened in modern time, and then they say Jesus at the end, and you're like, oh, he wasn't talking about today, but it fits today.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets us. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. 3 years.
I know. 3 years and we're here.
How do you feel about it?
I felt good about it. I mean, in the beginning, I was always for it, you know. In the beginning, I wasn't as here or as involved because I was working a lot. And then when you told me that you were because there was a moment that you had called me. It was like I think it was after you did the video, Oceans, or maybe a couple of them you did, but I know it wasn't that many you had done. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. But you were like conflicted, like kind of like basically you were doubting yourself a little bit if you should, or if like you were afraid of like failing, you were afraid of kind of putting yourself out there more, and then it kind of got like a little bit like all these people were reaching out to you with their stories now, and you kind of felt like who am I to be doing this, and you know, maybe you have people telling me that I've already impacted their life. It was kind of like a lot for you, I think, for you to look at yourself and be like, man, like I never looked at myself that way. So he was like struggling really hard to, not really hard. I don't want to make it.
No, I was.
Okay, well, he was struggling really hard to really continue to do it. He was doubting himself, and he's like, should I do it? I was like, if it's something that you truly feel in your heart that you want to do, and this is something that you feel like is your calling, because obviously when he met me, I was and I'm a Christian. So when he met me, I was already with my faith and everything. So I was like, if this is your calling and you feel like this is what God is leading you to, maybe to bring you back and really understand yourself and your relationship with God, then I think you should do it. Like I'm for it. I support you, whether you do it or you don't do it. Whether you stop and you go back, I support you. And I mean, I've loved to see it unfold, you know, because there's in the midst of it all, like in the background, then I got more involved, then I took more step back because I was, you know, just I've seen it in all these different stages.
And all the
stages.
I was struggling though at that time because of my past. Like so the church completely betrayed me. The church completely disappointed me and made me feel like God wasn't something that I wanted to follow. I know for sure religion isn't something that I wanted to follow, or still to this day don't want to follow. So I'm very cautious about religion, but I'm a lot more open now. But at that time, I had the struggle of like, Christians are being kind to me.
Mm-hmm.
They're being welcoming and inviting. And I fought that for a little bit because I'm like, it scared me that I was going to open up again and then set myself up to be hurt.
Yeah, which is scary.
Once again, it's extremely scary, and right, because I know that I didn't want to go back to being an atheist. So that's the risk that I took with following Jesus again, was that I was going to follow him, and then someone was going to say something, or that someone was going to point to something that was going to pull the rug right from under me again, and then I'd have to like say back off from it and well, be an atheist. But I know that that's not a place that I'm ever gonna go, ever,
No.
ever. And then there was the self-doubt, like, because people were telling me their personal stories, and they wanted my advice, or they wanted to talk to me or share their stories with me, and it scared me. That's a huge responsibility to have, to be dealing with things like that. CR says, why did you lose your faith after your grandfather died? What questions did you have? So the story in a nutshell is that I still believe that God was still looking out for me, and that he had my grandfather, that he was taking good care of my grandfather, that my grandfather was with Christ. But I have an uncle who is a Jehovah's Witness till this day. He actually became a Jehovah's Witness when my grandfather died. So his dad, his wife was a Jehovah's Witness, and he wasn't, but he had questions. She answered them for him. And when I told my uncle that, that I was glad that my grandfather was up in heaven, and that Jesus was taking care of him and was taking care of us, he pointed out that that's not what the Bible says. That the Bible says he's sleeping, or that he's waiting to be judged. He's not awake or alive or present in any way, shape, or form. And that just started, I don't know, I just like I started to spiral. So I started asking the priest if that what my uncle said was true. He kind of gave me the runaround on some of the questions with some of his answers. And then the priest just started treating me differently, because I was Catholic. The priest just started treating me differently, until one day I was playing guitar, because I was a part of the choir. I was playing music with the choir, and the procession was very long, so they had me play a guitar solo, and he didn't like that I played a guitar solo, and he tells me, he goes, Leo, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, and just that tone doesn't sound like a follower of Christ. I couldn't imagine Christ saying something like this. He goes, people aren't here they don't come here to worship you. They come here to worship Jesus. And if you ever play a solo like that ever again, if you play like you did again, I'm going to ask you not to be a part of this church anymore. So he didn't have to ask me. I left, and I said, you are supposed to be representing Jesus. You're supposed to be representing God. And if you, who have dedicated your entire life, who've studied, who went to whatever school they go to, and have been a priest for many years, you're supposed to be a representative of that. And that's how you treat God's children. So then I started saying, well, then, is there God? Does God really exist? Because this man obviously doesn't know him. And if he's a man of God, and I'm just a follower, for some reason we believe that priests are somehow like advocates, it's like the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and then priests, right? I just started to question, and once I started to question that, I went deep into atheism, and I started to be sarcastic and cynical to people who were religious, who had those beliefs, and I became a nasty human being, while still being polite and kind to people and giving and loving and all that, which is kind of, I don't know, it's not something you would expect from atheists. But it wasn't until one day I really just had a rude awakening, and I had a God moment, and I asked the Father. I didn't ask Jesus. I asked the Father. I said, Father, I know that you exist, right? Like I'm 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 protected and I'm guided by you still, even though I'm your enemy, or I'm against you. But I know that you're there, and if you could just please just reveal yourself to me. And I didn't say it in a demanding way, like most atheists will. Okay, well, where's your God now, right? Like, show yourself, right? Look, he didn't show himself, so he doesn't exist. It wasn't a demanding like reveal yourself. It was more of a like it was a genuine ask. I was genuinely asking. I said, please show me that you're here, but don't point to a book, don't point to a church, don't point to another human being. I want you. I don't want the idea of you. I want you. And in that moment, I felt a very fatherly, warm embrace that just tore up all my atheist defenses. And I started to sob like a little kid because I felt a fatherly hug that I never in my life have ever felt, because I didn't grow up with my dad, and I had a very cold stepfather. So that was his way of telling me I'm here. And in a way, without words, he told me, you belong to me. You don't belong to anything here, any earthly things. You belong to me. And yes, I'm here. And and ever since, the 333 has been his like calling card for me. I know that when I'm down or when I'm going through challenges, just the 333s start happening, and she's my witness. Anytime we're going through something, and I tell her, babe, like just like we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Boom, 333 everywhere, just like ridiculously, just everywhere. And
People would probably think we were making it up
no,
because it happens that much. Like,
it's just crazy.
and we're not looking for it. It's just one of those things. Like, I literally turn and I'm like, oh, the license plate just said 333.
Yeah.
Or 933. Or, there's the exit we just passed is 3rd Street, exit 33.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And it happens a lot, especially then. And then what we know is that it's just God calling us and saying, have faith, I got you. You may not see the way out, but it's coming,
He definitely did that for when we had him too. That's what the time that he was born.
Yeah, he was born at 10:33.
Yeah. That's another thing that's a whole another labor and delivery story.
Yeah. But that's how I lost my faith and then kind of regained it, was with the Father really just telling me that, like, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm here. But when that happened, I was still questioning how Jesus fit into the picture, because I wasn't sure how he fit there, because in the Catholic faith we kind of see Jesus as the Father. I know that he said that if you've seen me, you've seen the Father, but there is somewhat of a line that's drawn there, right? But in the Catholic community, we kind of see ourselves like Jesus's children versus the Father's children, and it was surprising 3 years ago for that song to play in my head, and for the call to come and start a channel in a time where like everyone around the world was like in need of God. And I had 2 jobs that were failing. When I started the channel, I lost one, and then like a month later, I lost the other. And things were happening here with my stepfather that I needed freedom from, and we prayed about that, and God came through and freed us from that, and provided for us in a crazy time. Then The Chosen came out, and that was a huge blessing to the channel, and to me as well, because I got to see the story of Jesus in a different light. more than what you see in these other, not to put them down or anything, but like for me, they're cheesy films, you know, with like the acting like doesn't draw you in, where the you know the editing is it doesn't quite do it. But Dallas has dedicated
Oh my gosh.
Hollywood quality to something that really needed to be like to a story that really needed to be told with heart, you know, with that love, and and that was a huge doorway towards me understanding my position and where I stand with God and Jesus. And
See, I'm just trying to get comfortable. I'm a little uncomfortable.
it's because I'm leaning forward.
Yeah,
Gotta lean
because I'm
back.
leaning back to have my
Lean
head.
back, Daddy.
Yeah.
So that's the story of how I lost and came back. I hear Archie. Yeah, Archie's out there. Oh, and he's fine. Somebody asked earlier. Hey, MJ Sabi, wasabi.
Say hi, Uncle Matt.
Uncle Matt.
When are you gonna teach me? What is it?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
He's ready. He's ready to learn jiu-jitsu. He's actually using his feet. He uses his feet to lift himself up. He lifts his butt up and he scooches himself back.
Like I said, he thinks he's like. I saw this TikTok video of like somebody posting this like little baby kind of having. She was, I think, what, 4 months? I think it said 4 months, and she 3 months,
2 months, something like that. So
months basically, not weeks. And she was like lifting up her neck like this, and then it changes from that to like a 4-week-old baby who was doing it. I'm like, oh my gosh, our son's doing that at 2 weeks.
At 2 weeks.
2 weeks he was over there like, you know.
Shrimping. Okay, yes, this little shrimp has been shrimping. Yeah, he's lifting his head up.
He's a squirmer. Like he's just you're like, I have him right here, or Leo has him right here, and he's like trying to go somewhere. We're like, where are you trying to go?
Like suddenly he's just like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
He's all, get me out of this.
I call him Squirmy Wormy, and Mr. Grump. Hello, Mr. Grumps.
Let's see who's on here. Hi, Dori, hermanita.
Hermanita, hi. Say hi to your tia Dori. She gave you some gifts too. Yeah, he grunts a lot. He doesn't cry. He just goes.
Hi, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah, like he's like a cat, and then he does this like grumpy old man face, and I'm like,
yeah, dad's face for sure.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, he looks exactly like Leo. What happened?
No, Eric Davis.
Cities and.
I'll teach him the difference between cities and counties. I got him. He lives in Riverside County, baby.
Yeah, he is literally like Leo's, like copy and paste. He's got my skin color. That's what he's got. Like that's it. You mamas out there who go through everything and they come out looking like the dad, that's it. Which I'm not complaining. He's handsome, but
right.
but I want to say hello. Be careful.
Wait, he's squirming right now. He's got more hair than me.
Say hi, baby. Say hi, La Familia. He still covers his face and does this whole thing.
He's still sleeping, that's why.
Yeah, he's like, Dad, you got me all nice and warm in there. Yeah. It's a blessing to have him here, though, after everything.
He's just so sleeping peacefully. I gotta wake him up because he's gonna keep us up all night.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to jump on here because I received the notification that Oceans, it's the 3-year anniversary of Oceans, which means the channel's 3 years old now. And we're happy and extremely blessed to have every single one of you as our familia. You've been a part of our family, and you've witnessed a lot of the things that we had to go through as our own separate family. And you've been with us and for us, fighting with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're grateful for all of you, each and every one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being here with us and for your love
And all your prayers.
and your prayers
Yep.
and your support.
Yes, everything that you guys have done. Mm-hmm.
Look at this little one.
Yeah, see, Leo. It's Leo. Just like I said, just my skin color. Maybe he has my lips, but I don't know. He opens his eyes and he has this like the more like
Asian look.
yeah,
like me.
And so he is 3 weeks. He on Tuesday he'll be a month. Next Tuesday. That's crazy.
Oh.
That means I'm a month from recovery.
He said, "What's up, y'all? Hey."
Do you want to talk about that? How you were with me and giving birth to him?
Oh, I was scared.
It was a lot that day.
Yeah, we had to go to the hospital.
Well, yeah, that day on April 1st we had to go.
April 1st.
April 1st we had to go, but I was already starting to, on the March 31st, my due date, I was already, like before midnight, I was kind of feeling crampy, but like, I'm like, but they weren't like hard. So I'm like, and they weren't consistent. So I was like, okay, yeah. And then we went to bed. I couldn't sleep, but that was normal for me because I didn't sleep the last month. It was so challenging to sleep.
I'm gonna walk with him.
That's okay. And uncomfortable. So, but then it was like 2 a.m. I started to feel like contractions more. But Leo was sleeping and I'm like, okay, well they're not as strong and they're not too close together. So I'll just wait before I wake him because I don't want any false alarms. And then it was like 4 a.m. My dad got off for work and I was like, okay, they're getting a little stronger, but still kind of far apart. And then it was about 5:55. I went to the bathroom and I was like, all right. I went and I told him, I think we gotta go. And he's like, well, what? I'm like, yeah, I think we gotta go to the hospital. So I went to wake up my mom, and at 6 o'clock, the contractions started coming like super close and really strong. They were like 2 minutes apart and they were lasting for like 30 seconds and they were like at a 7, 8. And for me, that's a lot. So I was like, oh, we gotta go. My mom drove us to the hospital. They admitted us into triage, and they checked and my water wasn't, I thought my water had broke, but it wasn't. And so they told me that I had to wait there for 2 hours just to kind of monitor me. And then they came maybe like an hour and a half later, and I was having contractions. So they were really painful. So I was like, there's no way, like it has to like move this along. Then they come and the nurse has me move on a certain side. I moved to a certain side and I was kind of like, not mad at her. I was just in so much pain that I was just like, why did I have to move like that? I didn't feel comfortable. I was comfortable the other way. As soon as I got up, that's when,
water broke.
I got up and I was like, and then the nurse came again, did the whole checking. She was like, yep, that's your water. We're gonna transfer you to a room now. And I was proud of myself because I did about almost 5 hours without an epidural. My plan was, I was not against or for it, or not for it. I was just like, I'll get it if I need it. I'm gonna just see if I don't. Not trying to prove myself to anybody. Just I kind of wanted to try to go unmedicated. I really did. But I did about 5 hours without it. They had told me previously that the anesthesiologist wasn't going to be available for an hour. So if I wanted it, I should get it then. But then I was like, no, I'm fine. No, that was really hard, but I did it. Then they came, and once the anesthesiologist was ready, I told them I need the epidural. I need it. I looked at Leo and I said, I can't. It was just an unbearable pain. I give so much props to women who really go through that without any medication, because you are a different kind of woman. I put my hands up for you guys. Then we went there. It was a long process. I was in labor for 27 hours. We got to a room. Like I said, they gave me my epidural. It finally kicked in. I was doing okay, but I think because the way they had inserted in the epidural, my body just naturally flinched a little bit, and obviously it's very dangerous to do that when they're doing it. They have it in your spine. They're putting it back there, and I flinched. I didn't do it on purpose, but I think that maybe that was a reason why I didn't really it didn't get inserted correctly, or I didn't get the full amount. I don't know, because I was still feeling contractions. Like it was hard. Then I was able to keep pumping it, and they were giving me more medication because I was in so much pain. The baby wasn't, like, I wasn't dilating. There was just so many things. The baby was in distress. His heartbeat was dropping because of it. So then they had to give me more medication to stop my contractions because it was just too strong. I wasn't far along enough. So it was hard, challenging. Towards the end, I told Leo, I said, I was like begging him. I didn't even know who I was. There were certain things I don't remember because I was so medicated on so many different things. Stuff for nausea, stuff for headaches, stuff for more epidural. They upped it, and it was a lot. I looked at him and I literally was just like begging him, like, please, like, I can't do it. And he was nervous. I could tell he was so nervous. I scared him, I think, a little bit. And then the next morning, like I said, 27 hours later, I get woken up telling me that they recommend me getting a C-section, which I wasn't against it either. I told myself that if I had to do that, I had to do that. And I was looking at Leo, we discussed it, and I just felt like because the baby was in distress, I didn't want to put him through that any longer. So we made the decision together to just go ahead and get the C-section, which has also been challenging afterwards. So I've been dealing with the emotions, a little bit of the postpartum there, feeling guilty, feeling like I failed. It was like a lot of emotions that went into it. But then I look at him and I'm like, okay, it was all worth it in the end. When they did the C-section, Leo was like, I think inside he was really scared. He just didn't want to freak. He was trying to stay calm for me because he's never had any surgery. He's never been in an operating room. I've had surgery before, but obviously it's a little bit different. And he just, to see me the way that he saw me in that way was a little bit hard for him to see. But then he came out quick. He was born at 10:33, my 7-pound, 11-ounce baby, 21 inches. And like it was all worth it in the end. It was hard. And the recovery has been challenging. I have my moments, but I'm getting better. Leo's been very, very, very helpful with me, taking shifts. Yeah, I think that's Joanne. I think I didn't tell me that. I think I'd have the option, but I think because I didn't have I wasn't like a scheduled C-section, or it wasn't like an emergency C-section, because I was in labor for 27 hours already. And so, so they just recommended, because I was only at 6 centimeters I was only dilated 6 centimeters for I don't know, I think it felt like 10 hours. There was no progress. But yeah, so now we're here. And yeah.
Now he's here.
And now he's here, and I'm recovering well, and I remain faithful. That's for sure. Very, very faithful. I did in the operating room. I did, not the operating room, but in the labor and delivery room. I was kind of like, why is this happening to me? Why did And Leo's like, it's they're not happening to you. It's you're okay. But it felt like it was a lot for me. You want me to hold him so you can come back? I took over his show.
This is little baby Sloth. He's usually very comfortable in this position, but he's hungry, I think.
You're hungry?
He's getting hungry. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a lot of...
You're okay, my love.
Motivating. A lot of me staying calm because she needed someone calm. I had to figure out the right things to say, when to say them.
You're okay, Papa.
I've never seen her the way that I saw her that day, and it did scare me, honestly, because it's not an easy thing. I mean, people die giving birth to to children. It's a dangerous thing. Like, she went through a lot, and I could see that like a part of her had given up, but she was extremely exhausted, and rightfully so. And I just I had to keep her pulling energy from nowhere, and energy she thought she didn't even have, and which was awesome, because at the end, like in the end, like it just it proves to her that she does have the strength to overcome a lot of things,
Yeah.
and that sometimes you feel like, well, that's at least what I learned, that sometimes you feel like you don't have the energy to do something, but for your children you just draw energy from God, from
If I had to do it all over again, I would do it all over again. Like I wouldn't, I don't regret anything, And somebody just said it's hard for husbands too, partners. I, I didn't. There was times. How was I though with nurses and everything? I was still so like, I'm sorry.
She's
I'm so
apologizing to the
sorry.
nurses for like having to be changed, like the pads needing to be changed, or like.
Or like when my water broke, I was like, I'm so sorry.
She's like, no, honey, you have nothing to be sorry for. I'm sorry for moving you around.
There was times that I would get a little, I'd catch myself get a little bit not rude with Leo, but he kept telling me in Spanish, ya mero, amor.
Like almost, we're almost
like
there.
Almost there. And I felt like he had been telling me that like for already like 12 hours.
She's like, I don't believe you. You've said that already. And I'm like, I know, but at least we're closer now than we were when I said it 2 hours ago.
He was like, you just have to breathe. And I'm like, I am breathing.
She did an awesome job. Can we get a round of applause on the live chat for this beautiful, awesome woman who pulled it together, and she brought this beautiful little creature into this floating rock we call Earth. Right? There you go, Joyanne. Thank you so much. Honestly.
Seashells
by the seashore.
C-sections are, I give a lot of credit also for women who go through C-sections, not just because I got one, but it's like a whole nother experience to have to.
It's not just that. It's not just like the labor process, but how like overly exposed you are afterwards. Like how many people saw you.
Well, and I have to, because I wasn't able to move. Like
right.
They had, I couldn't use the bathroom.
Like you're just that, like their will, like they do whatever they want, and thankfully we had really great nurses that were very helpful. But like, I can't believe, like I would be embarrassed to honestly, like I think every man would be embarrassed to be so exposed for so long, and to have people just randomly come and look at you, and all that, like that's crazy.
I had to and then after too, it was just because I wasn't so much medication. I was so swollen. My blood count was low. I had to be on iron. They had to put blood in me. My blood pressure was really low. I think the lowest it got was like 80. And they were like, that's too low. So I had to be on like other medication. And then I'm still having to get up 12 hours later to start walking. I'm having to breastfeed the baby. I'm having still do all this while I have 7 layers of incision, because that's how, that's what they do for a C-section. So it was so hard, but I knew that my mother instinct just kicked in. I knew that that's what it needed to get done. He needed to be fed. I had to kind of set some of my feelings about it, feeling sad and overwhelmed and a little bit depressed about it, because I didn't bounce back like other women who go a little bit naturally. They do it naturally. I'm not saying they don't have the postpartum or the sadness or the nervous feelings. It's just they're able to kind of bounce back up and get up kind of easier than somebody who has a C-section. I need help to get out of bed and turn over and stuff. It was just hard, but we stayed at my mom's we were there for a total of almost a month. So we were there before the baby was born and about 3 weeks after the baby was born. So my mom was helpful, and I didn't just have my only scare though. Somebody over here had his own scare, but it had a lot to do with the stress. I'm sorry, but FAMILIA, you wrote about it a little bit in the community, but
Tacos and burritos were like my Judas. They betrayed me, and almost cost me my life. But we'll tell that story another time.
Yeah, but
Oh man,
but Mr. Torres over here needs to take care of himself.
mm-hmm. I have
Yeah,
been.
but that's it. So I mean, we're here. Our baby's gonna be a month already next week. It's crazy how fast it goes. And sooner or later, he's gonna be. No, I don't want to think about that. You're gonna be a baby forever.
He's like,
You're gonna be my mama's baby forever, mama's boy.
yeah, mama's baby forever, yes, but he has to grow.
Mm.
It kills me that he like cries and he can't tell you, Dad, my tummy hurts, or Dad, I need this. You know, it's hard. I can't wait for him to actually start communicating and saying what he's feeling. So
Angelina, my mom gave birth to 10 babies. You did great. Your mom is superwoman. If she she birthed 10 babies at the same time, or
no, hopefully not.
Or total.
Like the Octomom or whatever it was, that lady that had 8 kids.
Either way, 10 babies. That's
yeah. Oh, that's how they used to be, right?
Technology though, because back then, I mean, it was more dangerous back then for our grandparents, our great grandparents who just had 12, 15 kids back then, and they didn't let their bodies rest. It was like every year.
My grandmother, she had 12 kids. She lost one at an infant. Her second child died afterwards. She had 12 kids. She would have had 17, but her body just couldn't take it anymore. Her body was like, all right, we've had enough. No more babies. But yeah, that's how it used to be. It's how it used to be.
Yeah.
So familia, we are grateful, extremely grateful to have you all join us today. And I posted the other day prayer requests on here. If you have a request, you can leave it in that comment section. If you have a favorite moment on the channel, like your favorite video or a favorite moment that we had either on a live or something, leave those stories in the comment section. I want to read them. Go through them, and see how you experienced these last 3 years with us. You know how we experienced it with you all, but I'm wanting to know what was your special moments with us. How did the channel help, and if it did in some way? Because I know that many of you came and stayed because you were going through something and you met either a lot of wonderful people that were supportive. I know that I want to call it the old channel, but the old like Discord, a lot of the people left, but there were people who like got married, like they met on the channel and got married. They moved to another country just to get married. I know that there are other people who found love here. A lot of wonderful, wonderful stories. So let us know. Like, did you have a baby and name him Leonardo? Or Erica? Leonerica? Share your favorite moments. We're going to look through them again later. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to get back to reacting to more videos. You might also want to check out the merch store. There's a new shirt here. You'll see it. It says "Spread Love, Music for Kids." And what I'm doing is that for every shirt that is purchased through that, I'm going to take the entire profits for those shirts, and I'm going to be donating music instruments to kids who need them. We're going to maybe see if the local high school, there are kids who want to learn how to play, but they can't afford to buy like a trumpet or something, and La Familia can help with that. So we're going to be donating that, and maybe even do like a Guitar Center gift cards on here or something. I want to do Amazon, but I want it to be spent on music specifically. So right now I think I have about $90 that has accumulated on that site. So if you're interested in helping out, you can get a cool shirt, and then you can help a kid play a musical instrument. If you're interested in actually buying them maybe from me directly, send me an email, because I could probably cut them here, press them here. It'll be a little bit cheaper, which means that the profit will be more, and then we can get some kids playing an instrument. All right, familia, we love you so much. Thank you for your continued love and support. Thank you for sticking around, even though we weren't here. We were busy. We appreciate it, all the prayers and all of that.
Yes, we do.
All right, familia.
Thank you. We love you, familia.
We love you.
Bye, familia.
Share your stories with us, please. Can't wait to read them. Bye-bye.